Picture this. You swing open the fridge door, and it's crammed with tomatoes, bananas, and a loaf of bread you tossed in just to be safe. Sound familiar? You're not alone. For decades, we've been trained to believe the refrigerator is the ultimate guardian of freshness. But here's the kicker. Some foods actually lose their taste, texture, and nutritional punch when chilled. Shocking, right? If you're over 60, this matters more than ever. Good flavor keeps meals enjoyable, and proper storage keeps you healthy, saves money, and makes your kitchen run smoother. Here are 9 foods you should stop refrigerating immediately, plus smarter, safer ways to store them. Stick around. Bonus basil tip and pantry cheat sheet awaits. Why your fridge isn't always the hero? We've all done it. Rush home from the store, cram everything into the fridge, and breathe that little sigh of relief. Safe and fresh, you think. But here's the twist. Sometimes the fridge is the very thing sabotaging your food. Cold air can be a sneaky villain. It toughens bread, flattens tomatoes, and dulls coffee beans. It even turns potatoes sugary and weirdly gritty. That chill you trust to preserve freshness can actually ruin textures, weaken flavors, and shorten shelf life for some everyday staples. Here's the truth. Your fridge isn't a universal food saver. Think of it more like a tool, a shield that only works for certain foods, while others thrive best on the counter or tucked away in a pantry. Curious which favorites you've been mistreating all along? Let's uncover the 9 common foods you're storing wrong, and exactly how to keep them fresher, tastier, and longer lasting. 1. Tomatoes. Ever bitten into a tomato that tasted bland, like it forgot what summer feels like? That's your fridge's fault. Tomatoes are sun-loving fruits, and chilling them in the fridge is the quickest way to ruin their natural flavor. When cold air hits, the ripening process halts, and their delicate cell walls begin to collapse. The result? A mealy, watery texture and a flat taste that leaves you wondering where that sweet, tangy punch went. To make matters worse, condensation from the fridge creates the perfect environment for early spoilage. Instead, give your tomatoes the freedom they deserve. Store them on the counter, stem side down, where they can breathe. Keep them out of direct sunlight, but in open air for best results. Smaller varieties like cherry tomatoes thrive in baskets or paper bags, which help with airflow. Always do a quick check. Wrinkles, soft spots, or sour smells mean it's time to toss. The only exception? Cut tomatoes. Refrigerate those, but enjoy them within 2 days. Tomatoes taste best when they are juicy and full of flavor, just like when they grow in the sun. Keeping them in the fridge makes them lose their natural sweetness and freshness. When tomatoes go soft or watery, they don't make good salads or sandwiches. On the counter, they continue to ripen slowly and stay tasty for longer. Always check your tomatoes and use the ripe ones first, so nothing goes to waste. 2. Bananas. Craving that perfect creamy banana for your cereal? The fridge is your enemy here. Bananas come from tropical regions, and they hate the cold. When you pop them in the refrigerator, the chill shocks them, turning their sunny yellow skins black almost overnight. Inside, the fruit doesn't fare much better. Ripening slows to a crawl, leaving you with bananas that taste starchy, bland, or even mushy in all the wrong ways. That natural sweetness you look forward to simply vanishes. The fix? Keep bananas at room temperature, letting them ripen naturally in a fruit bowl where they thrive. Want to slow things down? Gently pull them apart from the bunch, because bananas ripen faster when clustered. And when they go too far, don't toss them. Peel, freeze, and save them for smoothies, pancakes, or banana bread. One more tip. Black spots are actually good, meaning extra sweet. But if your banana feels slimy or smells fermented, that's your cue to say goodbye. Bananas need warmth to ripen properly, which is why the fridge is a bad place for them. Their skin quickly turns black in cold air, even if the inside is not spoiled yet. The best way to enjoy their creamy taste is to let them ripen naturally on the counter. If bananas ripen too fast, separate them to slow down the process. You can use very ripe bananas for smoothies, baking, or desserts instead of throwing them away. Bananas with black dots are actually sweeter and perfect for snacks or cooking. Only throw bananas away if they smell sour or feel too slimy to touch. 3. Potatoes. Craving those golden crispy fries you can't resist? Here's the secret. Your potatoes need freedom from the fridge. Cold air inside turns their natural starch into sugar, giving them an odd sweet flavor and a gritty texture. And when you cook them, that sugar can form acrylamide, a chemical linked to health risks. Instead, keep potatoes in a cool, dark, and airy spot like a pantry or cellar. Use a paper bag or basket, never plastic, to let them breathe. Don't store them near onions, since onion gases make potatoes sprout faster. And here's a safety tip. If you see green patches or long sprouts, trim the small ones off, but if the potato feels soft or smells bitter, it's time to toss it. Treat your potatoes right, and you'll always get fries, mash, or roasties that taste perfect every time, crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, and totally guilt-free. 4. Onions. Tired of finding soft, moldy onions in your fridge? You've been storing them wrong, and it's ruining both their flavor and your fridge. Onions hate cold, damp air. The fridge's humidity makes them mushy, moldy, and quick to rot, while their layers soak up surrounding odors, leaving your entire fridge smelling like a bad science experiment. Instead, treat onions right. Keep whole ones in a mesh bag, paper bag, or open basket in a cool, dry pantry. Don't stack them near potatoes. They speed each other's spoilage. If you've chopped an onion, that's the only time it belongs in the fridge. Store pieces in a sealed container and finish them within a week. The golden rule? Trust your senses. A fresh onion feels firm and dry, with papery skin. If it turns slimy, moldy, or gives off a sharp, foul odor, it's time to let it go. Store them smart, and your onions will stay crisp, flavorful, and ready for every recipe. No more surprise mush in your kitchen. Onions stay fresh longer when kept dry and in a place with good airflow. If you put them in the fridge, they soak up moisture and become soft or moldy. Fridges also make onions smell stronger, which spreads to other foods inside. Use mesh bags, baskets, or paper bags to let onions breathe properly. Throw away onions that feel slimy, smell bad, or are covered with mold. 5. Garlic. Garlic lovers, listen up. If your cloves taste weak, don't blame your cooking skills. Blame the fridge. Garlic simply doesn't belong there. The cold, damp air inside a refrigerator messes with its natural oils, leaving the cloves soft, moldy, and stripped of that bold, punchy flavor you expect. Instead of enhancing your pasta sauce, roasted veggies, or garlic bread, chilled garlic often turns into a bland disappointment. Even worse, the moisture inside the fridge speeds up spoilage, making the bulbs mushy and useless long before their time. The trick is simple. Treat garlic the way it likes. Whole bulbs do best in a dry, cool, and well-ventilated spot, such as a pantry or countertop basket. A paper or mesh bag keeps them breathing, while airtight containers suffocate them. If you've peeled or chopped garlic, you can refrigerate it, but only in a tightly sealed container and for a maximum of 2 weeks. Sprouting garlic is still safe, just weaker, but slimy, moldy, or sour-smelling cloves should go straight to the trash. 6. Bread. Nothing kills the joy of a sandwich faster than stale, fridge-dried bread. Bread might seem safe in the refrigerator, but the cold air actually ruins its texture. What goes wrong is a process called retrogradation, where the starch molecules harden more quickly in the cold, turning your once soft loaf into a chewy, dry disappointment. Instead of staying fluffy and delicious, it becomes lifeless and unappetizing, making even the best toppings taste dull. The smarter move is to keep your bread at room temperature in a bread box or paper bag, where it can breathe while staying fresh for a few days. If you know you won't finish it quickly, slice the loaf and freeze it in airtight bags so you can pull out a piece whenever you need it. Frozen slices go straight into the toaster and come out just as tasty as fresh. But here's the safety cue. If you notice mold spots or musty smells, don't risk it. Bread mold spreads invisibly through the loaf. Scraping the top won't save it. Toss it immediately. 7. Coffee beans. Want your coffee to taste like a fancy cafe? Keep those beans out of the fridge. Coffee might seem safe there, but chilling it is one of the quickest ways to ruin its flavor. Here's why. Coffee beans act like little sponges, soaking up every smell around them. That means if they sit next to leftover curry or yesterday's pizza, your morning brew could taste oddly savory instead of smooth and rich. On top of that, cold air creates condensation when you take the beans in and out, and this moisture damages the natural oils that give coffee its bold, nutty aroma and full-bodied flavor. Instead, protect your beans by storing them in an opaque, airtight container placed in a cool, dark cupboard, never in sunlight and never in the fridge. To keep the taste fresh, buy smaller amounts you can finish within a month. And here's your safety cue. If beans smell flat or rancid instead of warm and nutty, it's time to toss them. 8. Honey. Did you know honey is one of the only foods in the world that never spoils, unless you make the mistake of refrigerating it? While the fridge might seem like the safest spot, it actually ruins honey's silky smooth texture. Cold temperatures cause honey to crystallize, turning that golden liquid into a gritty, grainy lump that's tough to scoop and far less enjoyable to spread on toast or stir into tea. Instead, honey thrives at room temperature, stored in a tightly sealed jar, and kept away from direct sunlight or heat sources. If it does crystallize, don't panic. Just place the jar in a bowl of hot water and watch it melt back into liquid gold. The best part? Honey almost never goes bad. But here's your safety cue. If it ever smells fermented or you spot mold, which is rare, it's time to toss it. Otherwise, enjoy nature's sweetest preservative as it was meant to be. 9. Whole melons, before cutting. Want melons that taste like sunshine? Don't chill them until they're sliced. When you put a whole melon in the fridge too soon, you rob it of its natural sweetness and aroma. Cold air slows down ripening, leaving the fruit flat and flavorless, and condensation on the rind invites mold to grow before you even cut it open. Instead, let whole melons sit proudly on your counter until they're fully ripe and fragrant. Once you slice into that juicy goodness, it's a different story. Cut melon needs extra care. Wrap slices tightly in plastic wrap or tuck them into airtight containers before placing them in the fridge, but don't let them linger for more than 3 days, or the texture and taste will turn disappointing. In conclusion, the golden takeaway is simple. Not everything belongs in the fridge. Some foods thrive at room temperature, and knowing which ones can save you money, boost flavor, and keep your kitchen running smoothly. When in doubt, trust your senses. If something smells strange, feels off, or looks suspicious, it's always safer to toss it. By storing these 9 foods the right way, you'll enjoy fresher meals, reduce waste, and make cooking easier and more enjoyable. And if you're over 60, proper food storage isn't just about taste, it's about health, energy, and independence in the kitchen. Small choices like keeping tomatoes or garlic out of the fridge can make a big difference in flavor and quality of life. So, which of these foods will you stop refrigerating today? Your taste buds and your wallet will thank you. If you found this video helpful, tap the bell icon for more thought-provoking content, share your thoughts in the comments, and thank you for watching.